While the 1970s shone brightly with cinematic achievements, many stars who once captivated audiences faced heartbreaking struggles behind the scenes. Some found their careers abruptly halted by personal demons, battles with addiction, or the crushing weight of fading fame. Others endured tragic accidents or illnesses that robbed them of the chance to reclaim the spotlight. The relentless pressure to maintain a perfect image often led to isolation, despair, and in some cases, untimely deaths. Despite their talent and early success, these individuals slipped through the cracks of Hollywood's memory, overshadowed by the very industry that once celebrated them. Their stories reveal the harsh realities hidden beneath the allure of stardom, reminding us that the path to fame is often fraught with unseen suffering and loss. Known for his rugged charisma and a willingness to take risks, James Chaan's personal life often reflected the intensity and volatility of the characters he portrayed on screen. His reputation as a tough guy was well earned, not only through his memorable roles, but also through his off-screen lifestyle. Chaan was a frequent presence at the Playboy Mansion, embodying the excess and wild energy of Hollywood's party scene during the 1970s. However, this life of indulgence came with a darker side, as he struggled with substance abuse and experienced many tumultuous relationships that added layers of complexity to his public image. Despite his undeniable talent as an actor, studios often saw him only through the lens of this tough guy persona, limiting the variety of roles offered to him and overshadowing the depth he could bring to his performances. This typecasting kept him from fully showcasing his range, leaving many to remember him more for his off-screen antics than the true breadth of his acting skill. Richard Pryor changed the world of stand-up comedy by telling stories that were raw and real. He didn't just make people laugh. He shared parts of his own difficult life, which made his jokes hit deeper. His humor wasn't just about being funny. It was about showing the truth of his experiences. This honesty helped him connect with audiences in a way few comedians ever have. His style was different from the polished, safe comedy of his time, and that made him stand out. Pryor's work opened the door for future comedians to speak openly about tough topics. Despite his success, his life was filled with struggles that shaped his art and made his story one of the most unforgettable in 1970s Hollywood. Known as the enigmatic muse to the Rolling Stones, Anita Pallenberg was much more than just a beautiful face. She was a creative force who left a lasting impact on the band's music and the counterculture movement during the 1960s and 70s. Her close relationships with Brian Jones and Keith Richards went beyond romance. They deeply influenced the personal lives of these rock legends and helped shape some of the band's most experimental and iconic works. Anita's presence was felt in the way the band pushed musical boundaries and embraced new artistic directions, reflecting the spirit of rebellion and change that defined that era. Her influence extended into fashion and style, inspiring a generation that sought freedom and originality. Despite her significant role, she often remained in the shadows of the band's fame, yet her creative energy and bold personality were crucial to the Stones' evolution during their most transformative years. Born in 1942 in German-occupied Italy, Anita Pallenberg's early years were marked by the turmoil of World War II, a backdrop that shaped her resilience and fierce spirit. Her life unfolded as a vivid tapestry of glamour and chaos, moving from the hardships of war to the dazzling worlds of fashion and film. She became a sought-after model and actress, captivating those around her not only with her striking appearance, but also with her sharp intelligence and fearless nature. Fluent in several languages, Pallenberg was more than just a pretty face. Her wit and boldness made her a commanding presence in any room, even intimidating the famously rebellious members of the Rolling Stones. Her connection to the iconic band, particularly during the height of the 1960s and 70s counterculture, placed her at the heart of a revolutionary era in music and art. Moreover, her involvement with Andy Warhol's factory scene added another layer to her complex identity, a muse and participant in one of the most influential artistic communities of the time. Throughout her life, Pallenberg navigated the highs and lows of fame, embodying both the allure and the tragedy that often accompany those who live on the edge of celebrity and creativity, leaving behind a legacy that continues to fascinate. Lee's untimely death at the age of 32 shocked the world, leaving behind a legacy of innovation in martial arts and a body of work that continues to inspire filmmakers and athletes alike. His films, such as Enter the Dragon, remain benchmarks in the genre. Bruce Lee was not just an actor. He was a cultural icon who changed the way martial arts were perceived in the West. His unique fighting style combined elements of various martial arts, creating a new form that emphasized speed, power, and fluidity. This approach not only captivated audiences but also influenced countless martial artists and action stars who followed in his footsteps. Lee's dedication to his craft was evident in every performance. He trained rigorously, pushing the limits of physical fitness and discipline. His charisma on screen, combined with his exceptional skills, made him a beloved figure. However, his life was not without challenges. He faced racial discrimination and struggled to find roles that truly represented his talent. Despite these obstacles, he broke barriers and became a symbol of strength and resilience. The impact of his work can still be felt today, as filmmakers continue to draw inspiration from his techniques and philosophies. His legacy is not just in the films he made but in the way he changed the landscape of action cinema. Lee's story is a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of creativity and passion. His contributions to martial arts and film will never be forgotten, and his influence continues to resonate across generations. Known for her unforgettable role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars saga, Carrie Fisher was much more than just an actress. She was also a gifted writer who used her talents to share her personal battles with bipolar disorder and addiction. By openly discussing these challenges, she helped break down the stigma surrounding mental health, becoming a powerful voice for those struggling in silence. Her honesty and courage inspired many to seek help and raised awareness about the realities of living with mental illness. Despite the glamour of Hollywood, Fisher's story showed the human side of fame and the strength it takes to face inner demons while remaining a beloved figure in popular culture. Born into a family of actors, David Carradine's life was marked by as much turmoil as the characters he portrayed on screen. His father, John Carradine, was a well-known actor, but David's childhood was far from stable. Frequent moves and an unstable home environment shaped his early years, creating a foundation of uncertainty that would follow him into adulthood. This instability manifested in struggles with addiction as he battled alcohol and drug abuse throughout much of his life. Despite multiple attempts to seek help through rehab, Carradine found it difficult to break free from these destructive patterns. His personal life was also marred by several failed marriages, adding to the emotional challenges he faced. Legal troubles and arrests punctuated his journey, reflecting the ongoing conflict between his public success and private difficulties. These struggles often overshadowed his career achievements, painting a picture of a talented actor whose life was deeply affected by personal demons. The death of his beloved sister Barbara from leukemia in 1981 had a profound impact on James Chan, plunging him into a deep period of grief and self-destructive behavior. This loss was a turning point in his life, shaping how he viewed both his career and his personal relationships. The pain he felt was so intense that it led him down a difficult path. During this time, Chan struggled not only emotionally but also financially. He faced serious money troubles caused by poor management from his accountant, which only added to his hardships. The combination of losing someone so close and dealing with financial strain created a challenging chapter in his life, influencing the choices he made and the way he handled his work and connections with others. This tragic event remained a shadow over his life, marking a shift from his earlier success to a more complicated and troubled period. Rising swiftly to international fame, Bruce Lee changed the face of action movies forever. His unique style combined martial arts with a magnetic screen presence that captivated audiences worldwide. He broke through racial stereotypes in Hollywood, showing that an Asian actor could be a leading man and a global star. His fight scenes were not just about action but about storytelling, choreography, and authenticity, setting new standards for the genre. Lee's impact reached far beyond films, inspiring countless individuals to explore martial arts and embrace a philosophy of self-expression and discipline. His legacy remains a powerful influence in both cinema and popular culture, remembered not only for his skill but for his role in reshaping how heroes could be portrayed on screen. Celebrated for his iconic role as Kwai Chang Caine in the 1970s television hit Kung Fu, David Carradine captured the hearts of viewers with his portrayal of a wandering Shaolin monk navigating the American Old West. This role was groundbreaking, introducing Eastern philosophy and martial arts to a wide American audience and marking a significant cultural moment in television history. His calm demeanor and martial arts skills brought a unique depth to the character, making the show a memorable part of 1970s pop culture. However, behind the scenes, Carradine's life was far from peaceful. He faced numerous personal challenges, including struggles with substance abuse that affected his well-being and career. His relationships were often turbulent, adding to the instability in his life. Legal troubles also cast a shadow over his public image, complicating his professional achievements. Despite the success and recognition he earned from Kung Fu, these difficulties often overshadowed his work, painting a picture of a talented actor whose off-screen life was marked by hardship and struggle. Before his iconic role in The Godfather, James Caan had already made a name for himself with strong performances, especially in Brian's Song, a television movie that brought him critical praise and an Emmy nomination. Throughout the 1970s, he showed his range by taking on very different roles, from the intense and violent world of Rollerball, a dystopian sports drama, to the musical charm of Funny Lady alongside Barbra Streisand. Despite his success, the powerful image he created in The Godfather ended up boxing him into similar parts, which limited the variety of roles offered to him. This typecasting caused frustration as he struggled to find projects that matched his creative desires, making his career path more challenging than it might have seemed from the outside. Despite achieving great professional success with memorable roles in films like Being There and Doctor Strangelove, Peter Sellers' life was marked by personal struggles that cast a shadow over his achievements. Known as one of Britain's greatest comedic actors, Sellers captivated audiences with his unique talent and versatility. However, his excessive lifestyle, which included heavy drinking and smoking, took a serious toll on his health. Even as he faced heart problems, he chose not to seek proper medical care or make lifestyle changes. This refusal ultimately led to his premature death in 1980 at just 54 years old. While his work continues to be celebrated, the personal turmoil he endured throughout much of his life remains a poignant part of his story. James Caan's unforgettable portrayal of Sonny Corleone in The Godfather made him one of Hollywood's most talented actors. His intense performance brought depth and complexity to the hot-headed, fiercely loyal Corleone's son. This role earned him an Academy Award nomination and secured his place in cinematic history. Yet, beyond the screen, Caan's life was far from simple. He experienced a roller coaster of triumphs and hardships, balancing his professional success with personal struggles. His ability to capture raw emotion and toughness on film mirrored the challenges he faced off camera, making his story one of both brilliance and turmoil. Despite the fame David Carradine gained from the television series Kung Fu, his film career never reached the same heights. He acted in movies like Bound for Glory and Cannonball, but these roles did not bring him the same praise or recognition he enjoyed on TV. The strong association with his character in Kung Fu made it difficult for him to find diverse roles. This typecasting limited his chances to show his range as an actor and slowed down his career growth. Over time, this struggle to move beyond the shadow of his most famous role contributed to a decline in his work opportunities and overall success in Hollywood. Despite his widespread success and iconic status as a martial artist and cultural pioneer, Bruce Lee's life was far from simple or perfect. Behind the scenes, he faced significant personal challenges that few knew about during his lifetime. Letters discovered after his death revealed struggles with substance abuse, a side of Lee that contrasted sharply with his public image of discipline and control. These revelations complicate the story of a man often seen as a symbol of strength and focus. While he broke barriers in Hollywood and inspired countless people around the world, his private battles remind us that even the most legendary figures can face deep hardships. This complexity adds a layer of humanity to Lee's legacy, showing that his journey was not only about triumph, but also about enduring and overcoming personal difficulties that remained hidden from the public eye. Throughout her life, Carrie Fisher experienced a mix of extraordinary professional success and deeply personal challenges that showcased her strength and resilience. She rose to fame as Princess Leia in the Star Wars series, a role that made her an iconic figure in Hollywood and beloved by fans worldwide. Despite her fame, Fisher faced many struggles behind the scenes, including battles with addiction and mental health issues, which she spoke about openly, helping to reduce stigma around these topics. Her honesty and courage in sharing her experiences made her not only a talented actress and writer, but also a powerful advocate for those facing similar difficulties. The end of her life in 2016 was marked by tragedy as she passed away unexpectedly, and just one day later, her mother, the legendary Debbie Reynolds, also died. Their nearly simultaneous deaths deeply touched many people and underscored the profound bond they shared. Fisher's legacy is one of talent, vulnerability, and an unyielding spirit that continues to inspire. In her later years, Anita Pallenberg faced many challenges, but managed to overcome much of her past turmoil by achieving sobriety. She looked back on her life with a mix of pride for what she had accomplished, and regret for the struggles she endured. Pallenberg was not only known for her relationships with rock and roll legends, but also for her own unique influence on the culture of the time. Her presence in the world of music and film left a lasting mark that went beyond just the famous names she was connected to. She passed away in 2017 at the age of 75, remembered as a complex figure who embodied both the glamour and the hardships of the era. David Carradine's role in the television series Kung Fu was revolutionary during its time, as it introduced Western audiences to a unique blend of Eastern spirituality and martial arts action. His portrayal of the wandering Shaolin monk brought a sense of calm wisdom and deep spirituality that was rare in American television. This character combined philosophical teachings with physical combat, creating a new kind of hero that resonated with viewers. However, the casting of Carradine, who was not of Asian descent, as a Chinese monk, has been criticized in modern times for lacking cultural authenticity. This controversy highlights the challenges of representation in Hollywood during the 1970s, when opportunities for Asian actors were limited. Despite this, Carradine's dedication to performing the martial arts sequences himself and his ability to convey a serene, thoughtful presence contributed significantly to the show's popularity. His work on Kung Fu made him a household name and left a lasting impact on the portrayal of martial arts in Western media. The show opened doors for future projects that explored similar themes, even as discussions about cultural sensitivity continued to evolve. Carradine's legacy, therefore, is a mix of groundbreaking storytelling and the complex realities of Hollywood casting practices at the time. Famous for his role as Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther films, Peter Sellers was a master of comedy whose performances delighted audiences worldwide. Despite his public image as a joyful entertainer, his private life was filled with deep struggles. He faced serious mental health challenges that affected his behavior and relationships. Sellers' erratic actions often made it hard for those around him, and his personal life was marked by several failed marriages, adding to his emotional turmoil. His ability to make people laugh masked the pain he endured behind the scenes, revealing a complex man torn between his public success and private difficulties. The contrast between his vibrant on-screen persona and his troubled personal life paints a poignant picture of a man who gave so much laughter, yet faced profound sadness. Behind the laughter that defined Richard Pryor's career, there was a constant battle with personal demons that shaped his life as much as his comedy shaped the world. His struggle with substance abuse was a shadow that followed him through his rise to fame, often fueling the raw honesty and intensity of his performances, but also wreaking havoc on his health and relationships. Volatile relationships marked much of his personal life, reflecting the turbulence that often accompanied his creative genius. Despite these challenges, Pryor's resilience shone through in his ability to transform pain and chaos into groundbreaking comedy that broke barriers and influenced generations of comedians. His self-destructive behavior was part of a complex personality that wrestled with fame and inner turmoil, yet his legacy remains a powerful testament to his artistic brilliance and enduring impact on Hollywood and comedy alike. Her life was deeply intertwined with two of the most famous musicians of the 1960s and 70s, Brian Jones and Keith Richards. The relationship with Brian Jones was marked by hardship, as she endured years of emotional and physical abuse. This difficult period eventually led her to leave Jones and find a new path alongside Keith Richards. With Richards, she became more than just a partner. She was a creative force within the Rolling Stones circle. Her influence reached into the band's music, where her ideas were sometimes directly woven into their songs. Despite her artistic contributions, her personal life was overshadowed by struggles with addiction and tragedy. These challenges shaped her story and left a lasting impact on those around her. Born into a family of entertainers, Peter Sellers faced an unstable upbringing marked by frequent moves and a lack of steady parental support. This constant change created a fragile foundation during his early years, which deeply affected his mental health. Sellers often struggled with mood swings that made it hard for him to find balance in his personal life. Feelings of inadequacy haunted him despite his success, casting a shadow over his achievements. His difficulty in maintaining relationships was another challenge, as the instability from childhood seemed to follow him into adulthood. These struggles were hidden behind his comedic genius, yet they shaped much of his life and career in ways that many did not see. In 2009, the life of David Carradine came to a sudden and shocking end when he was discovered dead in a hotel room in Bangkok. The circumstances surrounding his death were unusual and tragic, involving autoerotic asphyxiation, which caused a wave of speculation and intense media attention around the world. Despite the controversy and sadness tied to how his life ended, Carradine's impact on television and film remains undeniable. He was a key figure in introducing martial arts to mainstream audiences, especially through his iconic role in the television series that brought Eastern fighting styles into the homes of many Western viewers. His work helped popularize martial arts culture and inspired countless fans and future actors. While the manner of his death overshadowed his career in the headlines, his contributions to entertainment and his unique place in Hollywood history continued to be remembered by those who appreciate his talent and influence. After stepping away from acting for a time, James Chan made a strong return to the screen with films like Gardens of Stone, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. This comeback was not easy, as studios were hesitant to work with him because of his troubled reputation. However, Chan's determination to prove his talent pushed him forward. His performances during this period were powerful and reminded audiences of the skill that had made him a star. Despite facing many challenges, he kept working in Hollywood, showing resilience and a deep commitment to his craft. His story is one of persistence and artistic dedication that left a lasting mark on the industry. Ultimately, the stories of these forgotten stars from 1970s Hollywood serve as a poignant reminder of the fragile nature of fame and the heavy toll it can take on those who chase it. Many talented individuals who once filled theaters with their presence found themselves battling loneliness, addiction, and health issues that the public rarely saw. The glamour faded, and with it, the support systems that might have helped them recover or find new paths. Their struggles reveal a side of Hollywood that is often hidden behind the bright lights and red carpets, a world where success can be fleeting and the price of stardom can be devastating. These tales of loss and hardship encourage us to look beyond the surface of celebrity and remember the human beings who live complicated lives behind the camera, whose legacies deserve to be acknowledged and